Well, good Sunday morning, everybody. Sunday morning here in the Philippines, living beachside. Yeah, living beachside. Well, I wanted to catch this time and cover a couple things with you guys. Melinda and Gila are up at the market right now, and just a little quiet time here. And thought, well, this would be a good opportunity to cover a couple things with you guys. So the first thing I want to cover is I want to show you a couple shows for my boat loving people, and they like to see some of the history of the Filipino and Polynesian boats and all. There's a couple great videos out there for you to watch. So this is one of them right here. This is the voyage of the Balangay. I believe that's how it's said. And this, you can find it, look it up, from 7 years ago. And this video just deserves so many more views than it got. So look this up right here. Check this out. Look up this video, and it's a great video.
The Balangay can be traced back to
Now,
a group of Filipino adventurers are preparing to set sail in a replica of the boat.
Let me pull up another one here. That's really good. I want you guys to watch that. If you're looking for some content and just something different than watching Philippines vloggers, you know, I want you to watch that. So there's another one right here. Let me pull it up real quick. Should be handy right here. Okay, yeah, I want you to check this one out too. This one right here. Right here. Yeah. This is an absolutely great video. This video is off of James Warham's YouTube channel, James Warham Designs. Anybody out there pretty much in the boating world, sailing world, is going to know who James Warham is. But this is the first expedition by two double canoes, which is basically a catamaran, following the route of the early Pacific migrations. So James Warham, they went down. This is a great video to watch. They went down and built these boats in, I believe, maybe down in Bohol. I'll give you a glimpse of them here. Let me pull it up.
this boat changes.
So that's James Warham right there. He's since passed away. So let's see these boats here. I want you to see them and watch the whole story on them. Just absolutely amazing. I really encourage you to go look these videos up right here. Man. Please, please go watch this.
My name is Ship Anuta. And the sea goes with fair winds, no storms, and lots of beautiful girls on the journey. Push! Okay. Go! Go!
Now what I showed you there is just a tidbit of the story. You've got to watch the whole documentary. It's a little under an hour long. Just amazing. Deserves way more views than it ever got right there. Just amazing story. And there's two of those boats. They're going to launch another one there too. And how they sailed them and where they sailed them to from leaving from right there. I believe it's in Bohol, because that's who they commissioned, was some Filipino boat builders down there to build these boats. It's pretty cool, man. I really encourage you to go watch it. Do that for me, and appreciate what the history is of the boats here in the Philippines. Now, Let's go upstairs for a second, and I want to cover something else real quick. So the next thing I want to cover here, just a little housekeeping video, is I never showed you all our dryer right here. This is our clothes dryer, and as you see, it's a heat pump. Samsung heat pump dryer. That is basically like an air conditioner inside. It has an evaporator, it has a condenser, and you know how your air conditioner, you know, has water draining outside and inside, you know, from the condensation that builds up inside and it drains it out. You know how much moisture an air conditioner can pull out of the air. Well, that's what this does. So it's basically taking the technology of an air conditioner and turning it into a clothes dryer. Now, what I love about it is, you see it's just plugged into a regular socket, a little small cord, because it doesn't hardly pull any power. And so we're not having to worry about a whole bunch of power being pulled off our solar system to run these big, you know, heating coils inside of a conventional clothes dryer. Now, the moisture, it has a water reservoir that water will collect in, along with some lint and things, and it has a filter too. But it has a water reservoir that you'll pull out, and you will go drain that. And it looks just pretty much like a regular dryer inside, you see. And you'll open up that water storage area and go drain it, dump it out. So, or you can hook up a hose to it and run a regular drain like you would on like a washing machine or something. But you don't have any venting. There's no vent having to blow hot air outside. All the heat that goes on is contained inside. It does this exchange. Look them up, read about them online. It does exchange between the cold side and the hot side, and that reaction between there releases the moisture, and it collects that. And so this thing is not blowing heat out into the room. There's no external venting. And you can buy these and literally put them right in your bedroom, right in your bathroom. You can put this in your closet. If you've got a condo or whatever, you can literally just stick this anywhere. It doesn't require a drain pipe. It doesn't require a big heavy electrical circuit, and it does not require external vent pipe. So it does catch the lint, and what's cool is it catches the lint along with moisture. So it kind of sticks it so it doesn't, you know, float away out into the air. There's no lint collecting up anywhere around this machine. It's nice and clean, and it's low power consumption. Let me see if I can maybe find a label here on it. And let's see here. I have to get down low. Right there, 800 watts. You see that? 800 watts. And there's a model number if you want to look this machine up. Yeah. So we've been using this thing for maybe about 5 or 6 months now, and I just never reviewed it. But it's been a great machine. It's great running with the solar system because you don't have those heating elements pulling a big load. So would I buy this again? In a heartbeat. I don't remember the price of it, but it wasn't that expensive. And I bought this at Vista Mall, but more places are carrying it. But check it out. There's some other companies building them too. This Samsung got a good rating. I know some people are saying don't buy anything Samsung, but this heat pump has overall had a pretty good rating. So we've had 0 issues out of it. Just works like a champ. Now let's come over here to my solar system. The solar system's charging away here right now. So it's replenishing the batteries after pulling them down overnight, and it's about 9 something in the morning right now, and so it's a little bit of a cloudy day outside. It's partially cloudy. You can see back in the distance right there. So it kind of picks up charging faster and slower, and when it's really doing a lot of charging, kicks the speed of the fans up, so it's a little bit more noisy. Don't bother us none, and it's just charging itself away right now. Just personally, just respect that I do not want net metering. If you have it and you like it, your situation might be different, mine, or it may not, and you like it, and it's your prerogative to do it how you want. But for me, we are running off-grid hybrid inverters. They're all-in-ones that can bring power in from the grid, but it puts nothing back out on the grid, and that way we don't have to deal with the isolation things and all, because there's no way we can backfeed to the grid. So we only use power from the grid if we're not able to produce enough power of our own and have enough storage of our own to carry us all the way through. So that's how my system's set up. Now, right now, I have one 11,000 watt MPP solar inverter here. It's 11,000 watt output, and it's 11,000 watt input on the solar with dual MPPT charge controller, solar charge controller. So I can have a string of panels and another string of panels on 2 separate charge controllers. Maybe one of them is a little bit more optimized in the morning, more in the afternoon, or they're both optimized for all the time. But there's 2 different ones, and each one runs 5,500 watts on each string. Put the 2 strings together, and you know, the 2 coming into the unit together is 11,000 watts. So that's the model I have. Now down here in the box, I've got another one of those units. There's my old inverters. Down here in the box, I have another one of those units. It's about to go up on the wall, so we're going to be moving that one over and mounting a second one, because we're going to add more power here. We're going to run another one just like it in parallel, and that's going to mean that we're going to have 22,000 watts here available. Right now, we don't even max out the 11,000 watts, but we could, especially when we're running a welder. And we do run a welder all the time building this place. So you see there's a new shiny roof over here from that building. If y'all want to see it from my perspective upstairs here, there's a new shiny roof up here, and it's going to also get solar panels. You see it there. And we're going to bring the power leads across over here and in here where my solar system is, and the inverters, batteries, everything are just going to remain up here. All right, so let's think about this. Just right up here where I'm standing upstairs right now, we have a heat pump dryer. We have a pump up on the solar water heater that builds up pressure on the system, you know, on our water system for the hot water side. So there's those items, and lights and stuff that are pulling up here, a CR over here and all. So there's power there. Now, coming downstairs, big refrigerator here. Let's go over here, have a look-see. We have our big side-by-side refrigerator here, and freezer, ice maker, all that. Just showing you kind of what runs on this system. We have our coffee maker we used this morning. We have our ball pot that gets used multiple times a day for not just coffee or making tea or anything like that, but also this boiling water to take out for other things. This gets used a lot, pulls a lot of power. Of course, we got the light on our stove. We have our microwave that's used pretty regular. Got all the lighting in here, you know, throughout the whole place that gets used. G-Line's got her fan up here. There's an air conditioner she sometimes uses. She has her TV. Then we have the ceiling fans that we do use a lot. It's morning time right now, so the air is cooler. We have this large TV and surround sound system. Those big TVs pull a lot of power. Aircon in here. We got security cameras. We have our aircon in our bedroom. Of course, we got all the stuff in our bathroom. Charging our laptops, personal devices, Wi-Fi's. We have all of that going right here on this floor. So there's 3 aircons here on this floor. Now, I'm not going to go down there to the rooms, but down below, what do we have? Well, we've got the 3 guest rooms right down on the first floor below here. And each one has a mini fridge and an air conditioner, smart TV, and lighting. Plus, any guests are probably going to be charging personal devices and stuff again. And so there is all of those air cons. And then we have the cabin out by the beach. Now, it does not have an air con right now, but it does have a fan and lights and all. Then we have the cantina. And what's in the cantina? Another refrigerator, another big cooler that all of our beers and drinks and sodas and stuff are in. Rice pot, another coffee maker that gets used daily, a coffee pot. And numerous other things she uses down there. Then up here also we have our turbo cooker, which has a big, infrared light heating element. I have my electric grill that I use. I'm just giving you a breakdown of all of it. In my garage, I have a small refrigerator. I keep cold water and drinks in there so I don't have to run up and down staircase. It's handy there for me. And that's a portable, like ice chest one that I could take on a boat or in the truck. It'll run 12 volt, 110, 220, any of it. So that's a lot of stuff right there. A lot of stuff. Then we have our well pump that's, running. So we got the well pump. You got all the lighting all over the whole property, everywhere. Wi-Fi mesh units everywhere. And so with all of that, imagine how much power that would be. Washing machines, got 2 washing machines. We have a lot of linens to do. Sheets and pillowcases and comforters and clothes and everything. Man, just that right there is a lot of power. Power tools for building, welding that we're doing, and grinders and all that kind of stuff going for the building that's used pretty regular. I know I'm kind of pacing around here, but I'm going over here to get something. So with all of that, and that is a lot of stuff, let me tell you what our February usage was. So this bill just came, and let me see if I can see the dates right here. So this was the usage from January 31st until March the 2nd. So that's the reading time from the 31st of January to March the 2nd. Now, we were fully booked all during that time. Fully booked. Every room we had available at the beach everywhere was 100% fully booked during that time. So we are really busy. The cantina is busy. All the rooms have air cons and TVs going, and we have like long-term guests that are staying. And so that means the air con's going there all the time during the day, TV going a lot. So with all of that, our electricity bill, let me see if I can set this down and focus this camera on it where you guys can see it for yourself. Our electricity bill with all of that. Let me see if I can get it here where you can see it. I have nothing to hide. We're a public place, so this is our Iloilo bill. You see right there, James, Ray, and Melinda Hightower. There's our address. It's to the public. We don't have no reason to hide it. We're open to the public business here. And here's the dates as I told you. Previous reading was on January 31st and to March 2nd. So that'll give you the dates right there, and break it all the way down right here. Our bill was 5,568 pesos. Less than 100 US dollars, 90 something US dollars in conversion. Here in the tropics, with all of those things I'm telling you about, and probably still miss some more. Yeah, I know I miss more. Melinda's e-cart, or e-bike as she likes to call it, it's getting its batteries charged all the time. Melinda's brother keeps his over here. It's out there right now, the red one in front of our truck. And during the daytime, maybe after every 2 or 3 days, you know, or whatever, however much they use it, I tell them don't plug up till after like 10 o'clock in the morning, until after these batteries get replenished upstairs. And then we're making additional power for charging things like that. So see, there's even more items. 2 of the e-bikes or e-carts, whatever you want to call them, right there. His is actually an e-bike. Melinda's is a cart. So there's even more, you see, and probably keep thinking of more as we go along. Of course, they're running karaoke things sometimes, or speakers, and you know, we don't do a lot of karaoke here, but we do play that some for music down low. Consumption, consumption, consumption. And with all of that with this place, because of that solar system, our bill of the usage we use, mostly during the morning hours when the batteries have got low enough, let's say like, it's according to how many people here. It might be from like 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night. Sometimes we get lucky, it's 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning until daylight that we might use some power from Alico. So, and we have the nicety that we still have the backup of the power company. So if I have a fault on our solar system, a component goes down, our solar system's not working, we can simply just run off the power company. We've had to do that one time before, so and it was, you know, non-eventful. We just didn't have the solar in play while we got the issues resolved. And what was that, like July last year, and then we were right back going again. So that is pretty darn good. Now let me give you a kind of, that might not be right to the peso rundown compared to like my friend Cap. My friend Cap, he runs one aircon in his house. They got a couple fans. They run, I think, maybe one TV. They might have a second TV. He got his laptop, you know. Of course, they got a rice cooker. They're running some lights. Pretty basic household. There's, as far as I know, there's not a washing machine. There could be, but I don't think so. There's no clothes dryer. It's not all these things. He's got just a small refrigerator. You know, we're running, my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, 6 refrigeration units here plus the clothes dryer. So there's a massive difference. And his bill can fluctuate according to how it was being used around the house. Anywhere from 9,000 pesos to him hitting up to like 15,000 pesos per month. My friend David, his household, you know, running maybe a little bit more stuff than Cap and all. I think that he's hitting anywhere between 12,000 and 15,000 pesos a month. Now, our place here would be like hitting times 3 or times 4 of what they have. So if we said, we took what David's household was and we calculated that, you know, times 4, and a lot of his bills were hitting like 15,000 a month. David's a viewer here, so he's going to be able to back this up. He does get it down a little bit lower sometimes. But let's say 15,000. And then let's say we did it times 3. So we're talking about 45,000 pesos. We could easily be more than that. Easily, because we have a lot of stuff going on here. A lot. I would say it's going to be more like hitting times 4. So what are you talking about? 60,000 pesos, you know? And we have it all the way down to 5,500 pesos. Our bill could easily be 60 grand. It could easily be 45,000 to 60,000 pesos, Philippine pesos. And we've got it down to 5.5. Say that's a pretty good investment really good investment. Now, I did my system myself. I did pay one guy, I bought some panels from him, and I paid him to screw some panels down for me recently just so I didn't have to get up on the roof. But all my system I bought myself. We've put it together ourselves, and we've been running it here. So you can go back and see old videos and know that for yourself. So what is keeping us from having a zero bill? I never want a zero bill because I want to keep that connection with the electric company. Equipment goes down, you take some funky lightning strike that, you know, your ground rods didn't absorb it all or whatever, blows your equipment or something, you know, or damages a breaker or a fuse that maybe you know don't have on hand, or whatever happens, whatever the mishap, you know, your unit goes out. Well, I want the power company to rely on. So the one thing that I'm running short on here is battery. I have 4 lithium-ion batteries up there. LiFePO 4, the lithium iron phosphate batteries. And when I bought those, Jason at Felicity in China, Jason told me, that's his doing business, you know, American-like name, Westerner name for doing business. Jason told me, James, you should buy 6 of these. Well, of course, you're like, oh, maybe they're just trying to upsell me, you know, and all. And I was trying to be a tightwad, and I only bought 4. Because the deal is, that particular battery I bought, the most you can put together in one group was 6 batteries. At the time, things might have changed right now. I'm going to be doing some updating on that. But I just chose to go with the 4. And I wish I would have took his advice. He was very honest. And I wish I would have took the 6 batteries. If we would have had 6 batteries instead of the 4 here on this system, our bill would probably be pretty much null and void. And we would be able to go 24 hours a day on our own produced power, besides when there's a lot of cloudy, rainy days. And you always got that too. Don't think every day's sunshine. Every day's not sunshine too, and your solar just goes defunct. You know, you went from making, you know, 10,000 watts or 8,000 watts, and you're down to making 2,500 watts or 2,000 watts or less. So remember that too. The grid still got some importance there. We have a generator here, and we never use it. In fact, I need to badly crank that generator and run it and do some preventive maintenance, and maybe even move it from where it's at. But I do have a gen set. It is here for emergencies, that if there was a major storm come in and say it knocked the grid out and it was cloudy and we didn't have sun coming in, that I would have that gen set, which always just call the brothers over here, ask them to pick it up and carry it to wherever would be the handiest and less noisy, and crank it up. We don't have to have it fixed in a room. We can just get it out as needed. But I do have that, but we have never put it into play, and it's been several years now. We've never had to put it into play. So one of the things that we know to do is, if there is bad weather coming, a storm coming, one thing, it's not as hot, because that means it's really cloudy and you're not needing to run the air cons, and you can go without them and just use the fan. So we start powering down. We start, you know, being careful to use less. Like maybe we'll hold off on a couple days on doing all of our laundry until the storm system passes or whatever, you know, and run. So you can make some personal choices to manage that when you run a solar system. You know, just kind of work with the weather. But I definitely would say to any of you that are going to be looking at buying equipment, from day one, don't short yourself on batteries. You want those batteries to age together in a set. You don't want to introduce necessarily new batteries on some old batteries, because you're not going to get the full power out of the new batteries. You're going to be limited down to what the aging is on your, and capacity on your original batteries. You can put new batteries on there, but you may not get the full benefit of the power of the new batteries, of its capacity, because it's going to be limited with your battery management system to what your old batteries are doing, because they need to keep them all equal across the board. So that's my biggest advice, is spend the money for what you really feel you need for batteries up front. Don't short yourself. And then if you got a little extra capacity, that's great too. The batteries don't have to work as hard. You don't have to set the bottom end setting of how low you take them 100%. You don't have to take the top end setting of how full you charge them 100%. And that's going to give you better battery cycles in life. So my mistake from being quadruput is I should have spent up front and bought more batteries when I did. And I am about to be upgrading this system, and I am going to buy more batteries, and I've got to make some decisions on that, how I'm going to put these to use. So we're going to have all these additional rooms. We're going to have all these additional air cons and TVs and lights and swimming pool pump and all that going, that we're going to have an increase of power. So we're going to have the other inverter and more solar panels going up, but I'm going to be limited on capacity. So it's going to be great for us during the daytime, sunny, people in the rooms running the AC and all, but come at night, we're going to be pulling more off the grid, and our bill's going to get higher than what you've seen right there. And I'd rather spend that money to buy more batteries than be just giving it away to the power company. And the batteries are way more beneficial than having some credit off net metering, because the grid goes down, typhoon comes through, you know, tropical storm even, or whatever, and takes out power. Or here in the Philippines, they have some issues with the grid. Sometimes it's definitely been better for 2024 than it was 2023. 2024 was pretty damn good, not so many brownouts. 2023 was a nightmare in our area. But look, they just had, what is that down in, was that in Surigao, that they just had that long outage, like a month-long outage in there? A cable got cut or something, you know, coming from one island to the next with the power. So what good's that going to do you net metering if there's no grid to gain it from? So batteries is key. Batteries is key. Good lithium, iron phosphate. They're safe. They're not dangerous. They're not a fireball. They're not super particular and all. They're really forgiving. So look at those. I'm going to close this video out. I hope that you found this informative and enjoyed what I had to say. I probably didn't show a lot of illustration, just a little bit of yak, but I hope that you gained some information and maybe sway a decision that you're trying to make right now on some equipment. Looking at that heat pump dryer, and I appreciate you guys always. Watch those two shows if you would for me. Be sure and hit a thumbs up on their videos. Tell them if you enjoyed that content. Even if they're older videos, they still like to know they're being appreciated out there. And appreciate the culture here in the Philippines and the history and the amazing old boats that they built that I'm telling you what, man, stood the test of time. They absolutely have their very smart designs. The boats, Polynesian and Indonesian, they call, you know, Poly-Indonesian boats, are amazing, well thought out, and very, very old history. If you're going to live here, embrace it. Everybody, take care. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.